What is popping in your lives today? mRacing89 here, bringing you a brand new video where I'll be going over the 2024 Gettysburg Clash. This is the first matchup of the Outlaws and the Posse of 2024. Last weekend, the Outlaws were at Eldora Speedway, where Friday saw Sheldon Haudenschild win, and then on Saturday, David Gravel, the championship leader, took a victory as well. The strongest competitor that the PA Posse currently has to take it to the Outlaws is Anthony Macri, who has 7 wins on the year, 2 of which came at Lincoln Speedway already. Jumping into time trials, we are going to take a look at the top 5 of the overall in the session. First place was Donny Schatz, no surprise there. Second place, strong David Gravel. Third place, the highest Posse member on the list, Anthony Macri. Fourth was Carson Macedo, and fifth place was Cody Hartlock, who was very impressive. Now moving on to the heat racing action for the first heat of the night, Donny Schatz started on pole and got a great jump to take a demanding lead through turns 1 and 2 over Cody Hartlock. Nothing too eventful happened in this heat, and Schatz was able to stay clean and take the first heat of the night. The second heat saw David Gravel and Giovanni Scelzi start up front, and Gravel got a nice jump into turn 1. In third place, Troy Wogman looked under Scelzi for second. Scelzi was able to keep the runner-up spot, even being challenged, and Gravel looked strong and pulled away to take heat race number 2. Heat race 3 had 2 PA Posse drivers start up front, with Anthony Macri and Chase Dietz. Macri and Dietz pulled away in first and second respectively. Early on, there was a 3-way battle for the transfer spot between Billy Dietrich and Ryan Newton and Cam Smith. It was a tight battle until they made contact and spun in between turns 1 and 2, and a tough break for all 3. After the restart, Newton's troubles continued as he lost control exiting turn 2, keeping him in the back. Another restart saw more trouble as third place running Brandon Raymer came to a stop, ruining his night. After the restart, Macri had a huge lead and took the third heat. And the final heat race of the night had Carson Macedo on pole, joined by Chad Trout on his outside. But not for long, as Kofoid dove inside of Trout and took the second spot in turn 1. Sheldon then began tracking down Kofoid, but just couldn't get the job done. Up front, it was a clean race for Macedo, taking the fourth and final heat race of the night. Now moving on to the Toyota Dash. Macedo and Cody Hartlock started on the front row after the redraw, and Macedo got a great jump over Hartlock. Gravel looked strong and took the second spot from Hartlock very quickly, and Gravel was hounding Macedo for the first spot, lap after lap, but couldn't get by. Buddy Kofoid got ahead of Cody Hartlock for the third spot later in the race. In the closing laps, Gravel fell back from Macedo, but was able to win on a photo finish to take the win and get the pole for the feature later on. Now, let's go over the 35-lap feature. As previously mentioned, David Gravel started on pole with Carson Macedo starting second. As normal, the bottom line gave Gravel a good jump to an early lead. Early on, we saw Buddy Kofoid and Giovanni Scelzi duking it out for the third spot. Gio was able to keep the third spot. Cody Hartlock started 6th, but quickly fell out of the top 10. Great competition, but unfortunately his night started to slip away from him as the feature went on. Later on, we saw Gravel hit lap traffic and Carson was close, waiting behind to strike. Eventually Macedo did slide Gravel, but he could not hold the spot. Lap 22 saw Dietz slide by Macri, but Macri was able to cross back under and keep the spot. The next lap, Dietz got stuck on the cushion and lost a spot to Schatz, but Moody came to a stop and brought out the yellow, which saved Dietz. On the restart, Gravel was out ahead and Macri made a move on the inside of Kofoid to advance to 4th place. The next lap saw Scelzi move inside of Macedo for the second spot and he got the position. A few laps later, we saw a very nasty crash with Bill Baylog exiting turn 4 that left his car unrecognizable. Thankfully, he was okay. This set up a restart with 10 laps to go, which Macri capitalized on making a move on Macedo. Macedo wasn't giving up though, as he held strong, keeping the third spot. Unfortunately, a few laps later, Cody Hartlock's day came to an end as he flipped. Chad Trout, Freddie Raymer, and Lucas Wolf all had trouble getting off at turn 2, but unfortunately Cody Hartlock was not able to continue on. Another late race restart with 7 to go saw another great jump by Gravel. and Macedo looked to get by Scelzi. The next lap, Carson made a move, but couldn't get the job done. In the closing laps, Danny Dietrich, who started in dead last, 24th place, found himself inside the top 10. Absolutely incredible run, and he was the hard charger of the night. But up front, David Gravel stayed clean and took a dominant victory after leading flag to flag to take his 6th Outlaw win of the season and his 2nd at Lincoln Speedway in his career, extending his points lead over the Outlaws. Now let's take a look at the rest of the top 10. Second place was Giovanni Scelzi after starting 4th. Third place, Carson Macedo, fell back a spot in the feature, but still a solid run, solid points day. Fourth place was the highest finishing Posse member, the 39M of Anthony Macri. And fifth place, a solid, gained 2 spots and just had a great night, Donny Schatz. Sixth place was Sheldon Hodenshield. Seventh place was Buddy Kofoid, slipped back after starting 3rd. Eighth place was Troy Wagaman Jr. Ninth was Danny Dietrich, as mentioned, the hard charger from 24th place. And rounding out the top 10 was the 2D of Chase Dietz. And once again, I just want to give a huge thank you to everyone who tunes into these videos. Very much appreciate all the support. Make sure to leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe down below. Be on the lookout for more content. This weekend is the Morgan Cup. And with that being said, hope you guys all have a great week, and I will see you in the next video.